Good morning. This is Myra Elaine on the Buying Space. Good morning, Scarlett. How you doing? It is Monday. It is the last day of the month, and whatever could go wrong this morning did, and that's okay. That's part of Monday, and it's going to be quite a week. Tomorrow is April Fool's Day, and say that my normal April Fool's Day for about 15 years was to say, Good morning, Scarlett, was to say that I was pregnant on April Fool's Day. Until I got to a certain age, and then a cousin of mine said, "Oh, no, there's no way you're pregnant." So, since that year, my standard April Fool's joke has gone away. Just saying. But anyway, I went to go to live today, and my screen went black. Now, there's 2 or 3 times a day that I'll go to YouTube and my screen is black, and I have to restart my phone. And that happened at 7:05. And then I went back and it would not give me my page of thumbnails where I had already set up a live for this morning, and wanted me to just go live without the preset live that I had preset. And I'm like, no, not doing that. So that's why I was, a few minutes late this morning. It happens. Usually on Monday, what I cover is what's on my radar. But before I do that, I'm going to bore you once again with what my channel is about. And I haven't really talked about some aspects of my channel for a while. My channel name is Buying Space. It's not Buying Spaces. It's Buying Space. There was a TV program on for a while. I think it was, I don't know if it's on regular TV or not, because I don't watch regular TV. So I'm not sure if it was on that or not, or whether it was something on social media. But I never saw it. But a lot of people had told me about it because of my channel name. Good morning, Tooch Man. But one of the motivations I've had with this channel is to buy stuff to keep it out of the landfill and to redistribute it to people that want it and can use it, kind of thing. And I had an experience this week that I hadn't had for a while, something I felt like I'd been missing. And that was I had watched I'd gone to an auction, surprise, surprise, and it was Ray Ray and and Flip and Mike, and they're treasure scavengers now. They used to be out country sales, but now they're treasure scavengers. And then I got to watch the video about them buying the unit that my stuff came out of. Now, I used to watch Jeremy Hells. I haven't watched What the Hells in a long time. I used to watch them go through like a storage unit and open every box, and then go to the auctions. And when Pat Dees was hanging out with them, this is all YouTube ancient history. And I watched a bunch of other storage unit people do unboxings and basically, and kind of the storage unit life drama stuff. And so I started buying stuff from storage unit people at first. I found Donatella Bartolino like 5 years ago when she was first starting. And she's no longer, she's got a YouTube channel, but she no longer does sales on YouTube. She is at Whatnot, and I never, ever have gone to Whatnot. To me, I look at it as in going to the dark side. So I don't buy from Donatella anymore. and I don't watch the Hills. And when they started doing auctions, they had so many fans. There was like, when there's 300 in the room, you can't really buy anything. I mean, I don't even go see Mama Jeeves, or not Mama Jeeves. Oh, good Lord, I can't remember right now. But there, if you get to an auction, for me, and there's over 100 people in a room, I just don't like the politics of it. I don't like the speed of it. I don't like the possibility of me ever getting anything I want at the right price. So I like smaller auction channels better now, but I like to see the hauls. I like to see the sources of the things that I'm buying too. So I like those kind of videos. I know that people think, okay, I don't have enough time in the day to do that. But the channels that do take the time to do that, I really like, because it seems like there's auction channels and it seems like there's haul channels. And I like the channels that do both. When Ray and Flippin' Mike, were emptying that storage unit or opening it and going through some things and showing how much profit they made by removing the money over and over, I really enjoyed that. And I really enjoyed seeing some of the things that I bought at their auction. That unit would have been bought even if they hadn't bought it. But still, the people that go out and buy storage units are saving the planet, and the people that do dumpster diving are saving the planet from all that stuff just going in the landfill and becoming decaying carbon waste. And so when I first started, I had some things that I wanted to get rid of responsibly, and I did not want to throw it in a dumpster. When I moved, the protocol for my neighborhood was you just took like a suitcase and a few things and what you wanted or what would fit in your new place, and you let the landlord come in and throw the rest of it in the dumpster. I saw it over and over and over and over, and I was bound and determined and wore myself out getting my stuff to Goodwill. And then after I moved, I had a set of furniture, and the person that lived here had a set of furniture, and their furniture was better. So all of my furniture, except for my bedroom suit and Marty's bedroom suit, went out in the carport, and I got Salvation Army to come pick it up after we had figured out what was going to go, which was the majority of my furniture. It's just like, oh, it's so sad. And it was like half of Marty's bedroom suit too. But I had been, when I had wanted to get rid of some stuff before I moved, I found out that it was going to be like $600. And this was over 5 years ago, $600 for half a truck that they were going to charge me. I had the illusion that somebody was going to come in and pay me for my stuff. I thought that's the way salvage worked. And it used to work that way. They would come in and they would pay you to take your stuff because they're going to resell it and donate it for tax break and, all of that. Or a lot of them have advertised for decades now that they recycle and do all that responsibly. That's why people use them, as a service. But because of the labor shortage and other things, it flipped. And now you have to pay somebody to come get your stuff, even though they are going to get so much per pound for recycling, even though they're going to get so much for reselling it, and they're going to go through it like people go through a storage unit and sell. So I know one guy in town that has a salvage store. It's been 25 years ago since I've seen him, but he owned a lot of property where he had strip malls and stuff that he rented out to different people. And my estranged husband worked for one of the businesses that rented from him. But, he had a big salvage store. And it's on the other side of town. I don't know if it's open anymore. I don't know if that guy's still among us anymore. So, because he was older than me. And it just seems the world has turned upside down as far as that. And you have to pay people to take off your stuff, even though it's valuable. It's like, how did that happen? But it did. And but I look at buying space as when you give somebody something, you have to deliver it, or you have to pay postage usually for that item to go where it needs to go. And so that costs money. And if you hire a salvage company to come get your stuff, that costs money. And so everything you do, as far as what you bring into your environment, it takes money and muscle to get it out. And if you don't believe me, just wait a decade or two, and you'll find out that it does cost you, even when it doesn't cost you. Because the car needs to be loaded, and the boxes need to be arranged, and the things need to be sorted. And if you're going to go the route of selling on eBay or even YouTube, things have to be organized and labeled, and all that takes time, and it takes muscle, and it takes effort, and it can be exhausting the older you get. So I think I'm ready for a big purge around here. I don't know. I'm just going to have to start selling for a while. And then after I sell for a while, what doesn't sell, I'm going to have to, give away. And it's kind of sad to me, because every single solitary lot I buy, I think about the resale value. If you look at this cup here, this cup, and I'll talk about odd collectibles. This is, well, you tell me in the chat who this is. Yeah, I do. I need to start selling. Good morning, MV. I don't think I know you, but you're right. I need to start selling. Who is this? Can anybody tell me who this is? This is hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. This is a wedding cup. It's an English proper teacup and saucer to commemorate a royal wedding. And this is Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew, and they were married in 1986. And it lasted, it wasn't a 7-year itch, it was a 6-year itch. And it was her itch. Good morning, Dave 6. How you doing? My name is Myra. Myra Elaine is my name, and unboxing is my game. And I do unboxings from resellers, usually that get things from storage unit, estate sales, yard sales. They buy off end caps of stuff for sale in stores and storage units. So I don't know where this came from. This was bought from Mark and Michael, two of God's Vintage and Resale. And they go around to flea markets and estate sales and buy things. So this is, but anyway, they were to get married in 86. They were together until 92. And he was in the Navy. Prince Andrew was in the Navy, and he went off to the Navy a lot when they were first married. And even though they had 2 babies during that time, they had 2 beautiful daughters who are princesses. But I barrel laughed when I read this. I don't remember the name of the guy that she had an affair with, but the paparazzi were there, and I heard that there were intimate pictures, and then I heard that the intimate pictures was this captain. I forget what branch of the military he was in, but they got pictures of this guy sucking her toes. What a weird way to run your life, is have some guy suck your toes. But they had a very lengthy divorce, as you can imagine, because it's a royal divorce, and those things just don't happen overnight. And but anyway, they Andrew ended up in this big, I forget what it's called now, 30-room mansion, because he's the younger brother of Prince Charles, now King Charles. But when his mother was still alive, she gave him this 30-room mansion, 30 acres, worth 38 million. I can't think this morning, but we're 38 million. I don't know how much that would be in American dollars, but and he's still there. And what happened was 5 years ago or six, uh, he had been what they call a working royal. And he represented the family, and he went around and did speaking engagements. Of course, he served in the Navy. I don't know if he served his entire, 10 or 20 years, or how long he was in the Royal Navy. But after that, he would do philanthropy and represent the family, and, spend the taxpayers' dollars on charities and whatever, and jet around. And, everybody liked him. And, they're always concerned, when his mother was alive, she would, talk to him about what would be best to represent the family. And their entire lives are geared towards that. Yeah. And thank you, Scarlett, for greeting people. And then what would happen? What did happen was Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew here, when all that scandal broke, it was known that Prince Andrew went to those parties, and Prince Andrew was a good friend of Jeffrey Epstein. And even if he didn't participate in the evil at those parties, since he was friends with him, he was at least, what's the word, complicit in his friend doing what he was doing, which was a horrible, horrible thing. So after that, he went and hid in his mansion for a while, and he became a non-working royal. Good morning, Marky. How you doing? What time is it over there? Marky is or if it's not, maybe his wife Gwendolyn that's on here. They're therapists in New Zealand. They work with people that have retroactive jealousy. And you'll have to correct me if I get this wrong, but I believe retroactive jealousy is like when maybe you men will relate to this, because I've seen women like this. Like if their husband goes to the grocery store and he's gone 5 minutes longer than he should be, his wife is convinced he's had an affair or done something with another woman in those 5 minutes. So it's really kind of an OCD jealousy thing, where you constantly have the fear or feel like your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend, your soulmate, is somehow cheating on you. That's what I believe retroactive jealousy is. And he works with people that suffer from that. You did security for Prince Andrew? Oh, wow. Was it during the phase that he was a working royal, or because he still has security, from what I understand? After the Epstein scandal broke, after that, he still needed security, and he still needs security now, because there are people all over the world that have a reason, or that hate the royals. Maybe some of the reasons are logical, some of the reasons aren't. But so his brother, King Charles, is paying for his security with a private company now, and he's not. He doesn't have regular royal security, from what I understand. Oh, wow. Well, Marky, did you ever go to a Jeffrey Epstein party? Were you on that detail? Oh, okay. Okay. So evidently, you would not have gone to a party with him like that, with his security detail. That's wild. I knew you were from England. I didn't know how long you've lived in New Zealand. Yes, that would have been a weird position to be in. I hear about soldiers that go to the Middle East, and certain areas of the Middle East, they do the same thing that the Greeks and Romans used to do. They had a young boy with them, kind of thing. And there are places in the world that they still do that. Wow. You've been there 7 years in New Zealand. So if you're an American soldier and you are overseas and you're asked to work with the military from another country, and that's their custom, that puts you in a very bad position. I don't think that, people should tolerate even people being accessories after the fact of that sort of behavior. But anyway, I didn't really need to go down that road. But the scandal that he's been in, and the reason he can't work, and they're talking about asking him to move to a more suitable property. Evidently, the 30-room mansion might be wanted by another royal, or I don't know what's going on, that all of a sudden it's an issue. Oh, I do know of something that's going on. I did read that the mansion is in disrepair, and that even though Fergie works, they can't. And that's one of the reasons they cited they divorced, was so she could work, because she couldn't have a regular job as a royal. So anyway, but even with, and they live together now, but they're still divorced, but they're not together. They're just co-parenting their daughters. But now the daughters are getting older, and, it's, they can't pay for the repairs to the mansion. So they've been asked, or Prince Andrew's been asked, to move to something, I guess, smaller than 30-room mansion. It's kind of weird, because since they are not a couple, they're just, living in the same mansion. There's probably, like, I can imagine that there's enough room in that 30-room mansion that Fergie can have, enough space that they don't have to really have breakfast together unless they want to. Of course, they probably do for the girls, but the girls are, like I said, they're getting older now, and probably would understand if mom and dad, who are divorced, didn't want to have breakfast together. But anyway, when I saw this at the auctions, I couldn't resist. I just think, it's very clever, because what is it commemorating now, But anyway, at the same auction, I got the seller that sold me these, which is Angela Isaac, had an 8-inch vase. I think it's from a different manufacturer, but, it's still hobnail, and it's still milk glass. But these are, so I'm going to put the one that I just bought with these two. So I'm very happy with that. I don't want to show you too much from that last unboxing because, then you won't be watching the unboxing because but it doesn't air until 2026. If I get a package today, it's going to probably air in March or April of 2026. So part of the problems I have with my unboxings are that if I get, say it's July, and I buy Christmas in July. So I buy this next week, well, not this next July, I buy Christmas in July. So I have Christmas items. And so I'm putting those Christmas items, it's probably going to air like August or September of 2026. So I kind of have to move that back or move it way forward in my timeline. Like I could put it on this Christmas because I'll be getting it August, September time frame. But I could put it on for this Christmas. But then, let me do math. Hold on. There's 54 weeks. 4 unboxing. So I got like 200 people or 200 videos ahead of that person where I purchased. So somebody that I purchased from last year that's waiting for their unboxing all of a sudden gets bumped back because I've got to put a Christmas in July video on Christmas, or, the month before Christmas, or the 12 days of Christmas, which is from Christmas Day to January 6th. So somebody in one of those time slots is going to get bumped back, and I can't move all 200 videos. So I had to pick somebody out to be bumped back for months and months. So, that ends up not being fair, but since like Mother's Day is coming up, and I might do an unboxing where I get a Mother's Day present. Well, I don't have room for it to be presented in May. So it's going to be, maybe May of next year I could put it on there. I've got some Christmas cards over here that I meant to go through during the holidays, and I think I'm going to record them and put them on this next Christmas because I can do Friday spots and I can do the 12 days of Christmas again, but I'll probably record those in April, and this year, and they'll go on as an additional 7 or 12 shorts for the 12 days of Christmas. And there'll be Christmas cards I got last year, So, I just got too much content, I think. I did announce that for my Saturday readings, I was doing the book of Psalm, and there's 150 chapters in Psalm, and I finished Psalm. I thought about doing an additional video on how Psalm is broken up because there are 2 chapters that are numbered differently in the Catholic Bible. I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do what I decided was Passover is this next month. And Passover, interestingly enough, ends on Easter. So Passover this year is from April the 12th to April the 20th. And Easter is April the 20th this year. So I didn't want to do a series like I did with Purim, where I was reading Esther for 4 or 5 days. And I took all the other content off of my channel for those 4 to 5 days for Purim. And, wait a minute. I need to put this little guy away. Where did he go? Okay. I've got Hanan over here. I've got a Hanan shaker. But anyway, this is probably my last opportunity to use Hanan, and I can't find him. Let's see. But anyway, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the 4 Jewish observances and Passover on Saturday in the space where I was reading the book of Psalm. But I thought the timing was interesting. This year, there's been a lot of interesting celebration timing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the Jewish observances and holidays for the month of April. And then in May, I'll start a new reading, and I haven't decided on what that'll be yet. If any of you have any preferences for my Saturday reading, let me know. I know that right now, for some reason, I don't know if it's spring or what is going on, but my Bible reading ratings have dropped considerably. But I'm not reading out of the Bible for ratings because I know a lot of times it has hurt my channel to do Bible readings. And, that's okay. God never gave us any promises that being a Christian would be an easy thing to do. And, it's like, it's not. I mean, there are Christians out there that like it, and I hope that people that aren't Christian are sometimes listening to my Bible readings. But it's, it's one of those things. I get unboxings all week, except for Wednesday night, and then on the weekend things tank, and it's like it's okay. My ratings tanked during Purim when I was reading Esther every day, and also I haven't really recovered from the 2 weeks I took off for bereavement. It was kind of hard for me to look at that and know that, I took off time for myself for a very legitimate reason, but it hurt my channel. And it's like, it makes me feel like, that I have to post every day, that I can't even take off time to help my family or take time to grieve. All of those things, that's daunting to me. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I am, right now I'm going to continue. I'm not going to make any changes. But the next time I come to a situation like that, I still would take the time, even though I know right now what the effect of taking 2 weeks off was. And in those 2 weeks, I still had unboxings going because they were pre-recorded. They were pre-recorded from long before. I missed a few Bible readings, and I was not evidently forgiven for it by some people. And it's just like, it's Bible readings, and I was taking off bereavement time. So that just kind of blows my mind how fickle YouTube audiences can be. I was like, okay, any of you ever feel like that if you do not post something, it's your regular time slot, or if you change any pattern at all, for whatever reason, you can lose your audience, or, it can be cut in half. And it's just like, oh, wow, I want to say mean, but, I feel like a lot of it is maybe unintentional, that people just, if they were watching my Saturday morning or Sunday morning reading and it didn't happen because I was on bereavement, that then they just find somebody else to watch in that time slot. And, it's not really anything personal, but it's just like it feels so personal when your audience for certain content is just cut in half. And, it's like, how do you cope with the constant demands of being on social media like that? That's just kind of wild to me. But, I'll just, be consistent. It might take me months to recover from taking off those 2 weeks. So I'll have to remember that next time. And I guess I'm just going to start. I don't like to pre-record my Bible readings that far ahead because there are religious holidays I might miss. There's things that, I might say that aren't, I don't want to, well, I might as well say vibe. Everybody understands what vibe means. It might not vibe with the current situation. Now, there have been times that I have pre recorded Bible readings and said things that really hit on an issue that was happening the day of, or the day before, or the week of that airing. And sometimes the vibe needed to be a little different from what the current event was. With an unboxing, sometimes I'll say things that are slightly religious or slightly political, or I'll read a Bible verse, or I'll do something, like that, that it ends up, even though it's pre-recorded, it ends up being helpful later. But when you're reading the scripture and you're saying sometimes, well, you can't read the Torah and not be political, because, it, the Torah, the whole Old Testament, is supportive of Israel. And in today's world, it's significant whether you're supportive of Israel or if you're not. And so sometimes those types of things that end up, that are actually in the scripture that you talk about, can be relevant to what's going on. Like Sunday, I read about Jonah, and Jonah was going to Nineveh, and Nineveh is in northern Iraq. And in this past week, or week and a half now, Israel attacked northern Iraq, where the Houthis were staying, had their bases and resources. And so it, how could you not make that correlation? And Jonah lived just outside of Tel Aviv, which used to be the capital of Israel. Now it's Jerusalem. But, it's in a they have a huge airport that was attacked 2 or 3 weeks ago. So you're naming locations near what are now war sites or targets of war. And how could you not draw a correlation? It's too significant. I thought about reading in those, maybe next, Jeremiah, because Jeremiah relates to things that are happening now. I don't, it'd probably take me a long time to study, and I'd want to get it right. But Jeremiah, if you want to, if any of you, my Bible readers, are listening, Jeremiah 29:31 is something that you need to read yesterday. There's very significant. And if things continue on the path that Jeremiah 29-31 are coinciding with modern events, I definitely will be reading it after I cover the Jewish holidays. I don't, when I read Revelation, I didn't really make correlations to what was happening. Revelation is one of those books that every 4 years, everybody picks a new Antichrist. It's like, oh, let's vote for the Antichrist this year. And there are videos that, show, correlations between the current president of the United States and being the Antichrist. I mean, I remember when George Bush was the Antichrist. I remember when Obama was the Antichrist. I mean, it was just like, okay, I'm going to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and watch the video and tells me who the new Antichrist is, right? Or when the world's going to end, or the planets are aligning this week. And, we're having this bizarre lunar eclipse during Purim, so the world's going to end. Sometimes those things are just coincidences, and sometimes they are signs from God. But, you have to take it all with a grain of salt. So during my reading of Revelation, I did not make any correlations to current events at the time that I was reading it. I might find it interesting to read it again in light of the last 6 months things are moving really fast, and do that. But people, that like my unboxing videos, not all of them, but some of them don't like my scripture reading. So I have a divided audience. I watched a video this morning about YouTube success, and one of the things that was recommended was that you have relative content to a niche. Well, I don't have just one niche, unless people just like unboxings and unenvelopings for the sake of unboxing and unenvelopings, because I get a different audience depending upon what I am unboxing. So if I'm unboxing jewelry, I get people that like jewelry. If I'm unboxing British things, Anglophiles show up, and so I have a wide variety of things that I unbox. I don't just unbox stuff for anglers or fishermen, because, I might do that in the future. I might order things that are more for the outdoors crowd. I have some prepper friends, and those prepper friends like, things that, like stoves and, food stores, MREs. So, I do cultured items and jewelry and depression glass, but I also do things that are a lot more eclectic. Sometimes I've unboxed baseball cards. So I don't have a niche within my niche, so to speak. And then when I do a Bible reading, people that are collectors, aren't necessarily, yeah, I know. It's just like I've got my content is not narrow enough for the algorithm to put me in a certain niche. And then once you're in that niche, people come, from all over to hear about that one subject. So it's almost like they're telling you have to have Asperger's syndrome. You have to be, just interested in one thing, and everything else, has to be pushed away for you to, get an audience and to get a family, is kind of how they put it. And, I want a family, but I don't want a family that's boring, that they only like one thing. I just, I can't do that. It's like I'm being asked not to be me, because I have a wide variety and lots of different interests, and I order different things. I mean, the only thing I have in common with all of that is that I'm doing it for the purpose of keeping things out of the landfill. But, there's not always that connection on all my videos, and I don't always know, this teacup probably came from a flea market, so it wasn't in a dumpster. It wasn't in a storage unit. It wasn't immediately in danger of going in the landfill. I mean, somebody's got to love this, and that somebody's me. But, this is a specific commemorative English teacup. And, next week I might be showing resin, or, I'm making some zines, and they're Easter zines. So not everybody celebrates Easter. So it's like, I had a gamer in here the other day, and I opened a bag of dice that I had ordered for Marty, because Marty is going to be playing Magic the Gathering. And they were interested in the dice, and they were, the algorithm brought them here because I was opening dice. Although I didn't announce it, it was kind of really weird. But now that gamer, since I've had several sessions where I've not mentioned anything about gaming, they're gone. They're not coming back, because the next time they came in, there was nothing about gaming going on. So it's like, I don't know. I just, I guess my subject matter is too broad for me to be successful. And that's one of those things. And I'll figure it out. I mean, just like this live, I have decided, kind of every day what I'm going to do. And it's a little bit different every day. But at the same time, um, I guess there's no consistency in it. I mean, I guess the thing is for people to come here and listen to me, they just have to dislike me as a person and not maybe what my subject matter is. And, I've got a good grip on the fact that, well, I won't say nobody cares, but there are very few people that care. I serve a purpose to a lot of people in that I help them, and they help me, and it's an exchange, and that's all well and good. I mean, that's all nice and friendly, and I like that. I've even thought about not going to any lives and just watching my friends' videos. The people that come and comment on my videos, I go watch their videos, and that would be that. And just maintain where I'm at. And of course, I continue to produce videos that I have been producing and just hone my time in on helping those who help me only. Because when I do lives, then it changes who comes to my room. It's I don't know. It's it's one of those things. So I get that you got to put yourself out there and having lives and going to lives, but at the same time, the people that come into my lives, they're like, oh, I gave Myra an hour this morning. So when my video comes out, they're less likely to watch my pre-recorded uh, videos because we've already discussed this. I mean, even though like the unboxing is from 10, 11, 12 months ago that I received the items, and I'm not saying the same thing in the video that I'm saying in the live, it's still a lot of less people watch my video. And it's like, okay, it's like I got a quota of people I can get, and do I want the quota to be people that actually like my content or people that just happen to come by my live? Anyway, the azalea bushes are getting to my throat and it's getting later in the day, and I'm just going to go ahead and go brush my teeth and gurgle. I mean, if you want honesty, it's here. If you like realness, it's here. I mean, that's one of the reasons I do raw unboxings. There are a lot of people that do unboxings or mail calls, and they open the package off camera and they just show everything. Like, oh, isn't this pretty? And they talk about, what the item is and who manufactured it and, all that. And just if anybody's curious, the crown is on there. I know that in England, if you are a specific, I don't know what the word is, official manufacturer for the royal family, that there are people around the properties that provide linens or provide this or provide that, and they once you achieve a high quality and you're hired by the royals to provide things for their dining rooms and bedrooms, etc., that you get to use this crown, and it's a big deal to achieve that level of quality. Some of those companies probably sell to the public too, in addition to selling to the royal family. So that's all well and good. People make a living by serving the royals. So, and Marky served the royals for a while. I just found that fascinating, Marky. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go before my throat completely goes. And Victoria Adventures with Victoria. She's a reseller. If you're interested in that kind of thing, she comes on at 8. And today is Monday. But it's the Monday before tax day. So Johnny is not on at 8:30, but Johnny is on at 4:30 with bingo. So from 4:30 to 6, you can join us for bingo on New England Cajun Roots Reseller if you're not asleep. And today, Dawn from Dawn Southern Finds and Teresa Yarn Again have the East Coast resellers. I don't know whose channel they are on today. And then after bingo, we have Stephanie. And Stephanie is, let me think, the Groves Bargain Emporium. I keep wanting to call it the Groves Bargain Effect, but it's the Groves Bargain Emporium. And she has an auction. And also Mia from, let me think, Crazy May's Stash, MAYS apostrophe, is on after bingo. And Angie's Oddities is on. She's on somewhere. She did a wonderful video about where she's going to be every day because she hops around a lot. And I'm not sure if Toochman is on today. He may be on. No, he's on Thursday with Angie's Oddities. I remember that from her video. So tomorrow, well, I'll talk about tomorrow. But there are other people on. Angela Isaac might be on with Stephanie Unimagic, and they hop back and forth on channels. And then, oh, there are other people. There are just tons of people at auction on Monday. Oh, Auction with Friends with Victoria and Nana Ting, Mike from January House, Donna Frederick, when she doesn't, well, she's off right now for, she's taking care of sick family members. And who else is on that channel? Oh, Dee Dee's from Dee Dee Sweeties, Candy Company, Dee Dee, Virtual Shopkeeper Dee Dee is on with, usually with Auction with Friends. She probably had an auction last night with her granddaughter, Julia. So if I've forgotten anyone, please forgive me because there's so many people. Oh, good morning, Terry. Where are you auctioning this week, or are you? Now, Terry is one of the channels that reads Bible verses. She reads a Bible verse and has like a little devotional, and it's very sweet. I just feel a closeness to the other people on YouTube, especially the people in the reseller community that also read scripture. I think it's wonderful. And the more people that read scripture, the better. I actually found out yesterday that Barbara from Lakira 55, who's a very famous channel because she's had lots of problems with trolls, but she, and people have made horrible videos about her, but she's reading the Bible now. The booted chick. Okay. So the booted chick, what time is, I know this is a loaded question because Rita is in California, so she's in a different time zone. But what time is it for the Eastern seaboard for Rita's show? Because I know my time at 10:30 every day, the booted chick also reads scripture and has a devotional. It's called First Things First, and she has an excellent devotional, but it's like by 10:30, you know, my day's going. So I haven't been to Rita's in a long time for her devotional, but as an excellent devotional. See, and then Cajun on Tuesday. Yeah, Cajun Roots Reseller has that first Tuesday of the month, rapid fire round. 3. Okay, Rita's on at 3. Oh, I got a telephone appointment at that time. But good luck to you, Terry. I hope, you know, that you're blessed with lots of sales. And I appreciate your Bible readings. But, you know, and Lakira started Bible readings. Now, she's using AI, but she is reading it as she uploads it to the AI. 5:15 on Cajun. And that's the original channel, New England Cajun Roots Reseller, LLC. Yeah, I wish you could ship me some more of those chocolates. And I know it's too hot. So that's something to look forward to over the holidays, when the holidays come back around. But what else did I order from you? I ordered napkins, yeah. And I really enjoy those napkins. They got leaves on them. Need to save. I should have sent one of those with my 8 green things this past month. I'm doing I don't know if you know Cindy Loves Jewelry and Paper Arts. She just has her own show and she does a craft sale at the end of the month. And she does exchanges every month with her people. She sends out whatever whatever all that we're making. And this month is a zine. I don't know if I have, and zines are, and now this one wasn't put together right. This paper is thicker. My edges aren't coming together, so I need to practice this more. But this is a zine. It's a small book. It has 8 pages, and you can put whatever you want on each of the pages. So it's like a little miniature book or journal or whatever you want it to be. And you can go to Etsy and print out zine patterns where people have made these books and then scan them. And then everybody can have their miniature book or zine by just ordering that pattern, downloading it, printing it, and folding the paper. But you can also make whatever you want, with just a piece of paper and making these books. So you just fold it right. But tomorrow night at, I believe it's 6 or 7, which is really late for me. I'm going to be on Susie Woozy's because they have Susie Woozy, Dawn Southern Finds, Yarn Again, all have this. They're trading off for a craft night. No selling, just craft night. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll be able to fold one of these right. I might have to resort to getting just a regular piece of paper to fold it, because with this thicker paper, it's hard to get the seams just right. You can see that I'm slightly off on that. I might have to resort to using like a ruler or something like that to get it precise. But that's not like me. But anyway, I digress again, and it's time for Victoria to be on, and I wish Victoria well, and she had a wonderful weekend with her friend. So go over and tell Victoria that I said hello. I've got other things that I need to do right now, so I probably won't make it to Victoria's show, but she had a glorious weekend with her girlfriend and in Ocala. So that was a fun time to watch. Have a great day, Terry, and everyone else that's still listening. Thank you so much for being here.